Gemini, this is your week ahead tarot card reading by Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It's a message for Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sign. This is an energy reading, so please take it where and how it resonates in your life, because this is your message. And if you're not a Gemini and this has showed up on your feed, this is 100% your message. It would only show up to you because something is in this message that you need to hear. It's kind of like turning on the radio as soon as you get in the car and a song is blasting that just resonates with you. You know, it's that. The energy is going to bring in the message that you need from whoever you need to hear it at the right time. Okay? And this is where your message begins. So that's clarity. It's a level of certainty, knowledge that you've needed to make a decision that will contribute to your success, contribute to your productivity. It's a good word. This is usually victory and success, hard won over a lot of painful. Swords are a very painful aspect of the tarot deck. A lot of it is mental, but it doesn't have to be. There's a lot of warfare going on. Think about that. So think about a battle won. Now, I did get some insight as to what this is about. This came out in reverse. Oh, so this is in the past, right? But it would imply divorce or some sort of breakup or leaving a job or getting kicked out from a job. There was a sense of belonging that got flipped on its head and it didn't last. Something that wasn't built to last. Maybe even just something that was temporary. Clearly it was still on your mind because you needed the clarity for that. So this reading is probably going to give us insight into the clarity, like why this ended or why this didn't keep going. This would have been some communion with somebody else. It didn't have to be a marriage, but definitely a connection, some sort of communion with another human being. And then maybe there was drinking, there was definitely distraction, there was definitely somebody that was messing around, paying attention to frivolous things or allowing themselves to get distracted by frivolous things. And then there was the tower, and the tower that's what brought everything down. Maybe somebody was found out or discovered that, they were putting their focus onto things that were almost temptations as opposed to anything that was real, or distractions were what kind of messed you up, right? It was like letting yourself make the unimportant things too important and letting it take up. This is just the energy of unimportant things becoming too important and letting it take up too much of somebody's time. And that's what wasted it, and that's what brought everything down and collapsed. And it was an absolute finish or an absolute ending. It's almost like somebody became very disillusioned and couldn't stop being distracted. And there's this energy of, well, it just brought absolute ruination, right? Making sure, like, this could be alcoholism, absolutely. This could some sort of distraction, some sort of escape into fantasy, or not making a selection too, like not being able to make a choice. Let me clue you in so that you can avoid disaster, maybe in the future. When you get an energy like this, you've already made a choice. And so you're just going to be wasting your time trying to keep looking at what's being presented to you. The choice is nothing in front of you is actually impressive, because if it was, you wouldn't be confused and you would have already made the choice. So the choice is get rid of all of them and stop trying to make what's in front of you fit, because it doesn't. And this is the destructiveness of trying to make something fit, trying to get instantaneous gratification through distraction. All of these are superfluous. They're never going to satisfy you. That's bringing down ruination. It's crumbling, making something crumble, and then ultimately it ending completely in ruination, because the tower is here with the death card. It's like just bringing it all down, making it all finish, making it all end. And suddenly there's clarity. And suddenly there's understanding, and suddenly there's knowledge. It's almost like somebody had to learn the hard way that what doesn't work and what's not providing or constructive. It could have been because of this breakage or breakup that really hurt somebody. And so they could have fallen into a heavy pattern of escapism, whatever they were using to escape. And that just really brought a total crash. Now, the death card doesn't have to mean mortal death. In fact, it usually means like that butterfly period, that when it's upright, it usually means a butterfly period. So everything came down after being too distracted. It's like somebody had to face themselves and look at themselves look at themselves and really sit with their shame. And that's good, because what it does is that's what makes the impact that was necessary to make somebody fall apart and have to rebuild themselves. That's the cocoon phase, right? Breaking apart in the cocoon phase, the caterpillar completely disintegrates, and all of that stuff is used to build the butterfly. But this is complete metamorphosis, complete change. So there has been a complete metamorphosis. Happy birthday, Deck Denny. Complete change in awareness, complete change in focus, maybe even direction, which is what the Ace of Swords is implying. It's like the Ace of Swords implying that even though it seems like something terrible happened, this is exactly what needed to happen in order to get a person or this is just, sorry about that interruption, guys. So yeah, it's implying that it needed to happen. And I know that it could have been a sucky thing and a sucky experience for whoever was experiencing it, but it needed to happen in order to cleanse out all the toxicity, because that's what it is. It's almost like this destruction or this downfall brought out all the toxicity. It made all the toxic things very clear. And with that clarity comes a really unique opportunity to rebuild, because the destruction of somebody or a situation, like say this is a person, like I said, it didn't kill them, but it destroyed who they used to be. And honestly, who they used to be lacked integrity, or they were sitting too long in a place that wasn't right. They were trying to make a permanent home in what should have been a temporary situation, or their bad choices or decisions actually did ruin whatever once upon a time happy ever after used to be. And so they had to, like, somebody has been avoiding, with the Seven of Cups, they've been avoiding facing all the consequences of what this really was. And now it's like they've been put in a situation where they cannot not face the consequences. And that's exactly what they needed to be held accountable. And then clarity comes through so that there can be a reconstruction of the total cleansing, a total rightness. It's like, oh my God, we found the tumor and now we can take it out because we know where the infection is actually coming from. Before, there was confusion. Somebody didn't. Now this is razor sharp focus of understanding where the infection actually is so that action can be taken. And that's what this beautiful energy is. You will have that clarity. You will know exactly where the disease, and I'm using that metaphorically, though it could be not metaphor, it could be literally, but I'm using that metaphorically. You're going to know where the disease is so that now you can cut it out. Okay. Wow. Let me get a moon card. The moon is very, very important for this time that I'm recording this. I'm recording this August through September. Okay. Okay. We have a time to give rather than take. And it came out in reverse. This is Virgo energy. We just had a Virgo new moon. And let me tell you something. that means that somebody used this energy completely wrong, right? It's almost like they're all they wanted to do was still receive. All they wanted to do was still be given to. Or maybe it was a sign that somebody needs nurturing. But I think it was backwards, to be honest with you. Somebody tried to use this new start to just get more and more, and that's not what's needed. What's needed is action in the productive direction, or a productive direction, a sense of somebody should be opening and providing, as opposed to being that black hole and taking. And that's what caused the downfall. They used the energy completely wrong. They almost like tried to bastardize the energy to say, give me, give me, give me. And it's like, no, you owe, you owe, you owe. Nobody has to give you shit. That's what that's what it's saying. Ooh. Oh, we have the new moon in Libra. This has been coming up, this time frame, because we have a new moon in Libra that's coming up, and it's coming up actually in about a month and a half from now. Yeah, it's a while away, but this could be creating that time frame for you so that you can understand where all this clarity is happening. This is a brand new cycle that has to come in. So forget the old cycle. That old stuff has to be done and over with and gone. It has to be ended. It has to be completely ended. And I think now there's clarity in the realization that it's the something new that is the right way to go. We have a lot of opportunities coming in. It's happening really quickly. This could be with Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus energy. Usually this is a Virgo card. This could also be new jobs. It's almost like a lot of new jobs have to be created, right? Or a lot of new opportunities have to be planned for, or a lot of new seeds have to be planted. It's like plant those seeds, scatter it out, see what else is out there. It's like realizing that it's got to be new. There's got to be newness, or at least a new way to handle something or look at it. We have something happening very, very quickly with maybe a Virgo that's coming in your life. A new romantic cycle begins. That could be, it's like somebody finally gets it, or somebody finally realizes or sees what they need to do, the work they need to do. It's not necessarily a person. It's that they finally see the work that they need to do and the responsibility they need to take. Ooh. Okay. And they're going to do it. I feel like somebody was trying to avoid things being real, or things getting real, or responsibility. And they did it. They avoided it for too long. And now that responsibility is coming. It's landing on them. And that's why it was so fucking heavy. I don't know, Gemini. This is like, oh, now I know. Now we know what we need to do. It could be a system. It could be a process. It's like it had to break down, because that's what it is. It's Virgo energy is showing you it just wasn't working. It wasn't a good system. There was a lot of toxicity in it. It's like Virgo energy will go in there and it'll suss out all the damage or the toxicity in a system. But what this is saying is the conclusion it came to was the whole system was corrupt. It just had to completely just collapse and deconstruct. Everything had to stop and then be rebuilt from scratch. Like, no more renovation time. You have to level things out and build it from basement level now. Like, burn it to the ground. That's what the Tower and the Death card coming out together is. Something had to be burned to the ground so it can be completely reconstructed, because there is nothing good that is going to happen or come from trying to work with what you have anymore. Those resources, put it on a pyre and I don't mean literally, but I mean metaphorically, got to burn it to the ground so that it can be reconstructed, and it can be reconstructed from a place of healthiness. But you're learning what the good thing about all this toxicity coming out is you learned where it comes from. You understand and know, and that knowledge is going to be used to rebuild in a healthy manner, to not make those same mistakes, to not leave those same loopholes open, to not have the same expectations. All of those things had to happen so that this reconstruction and this newness can be built with more integrity, with integrity. Okay. Wow. And all of this is coming. Once again, I feel like, Gemini, this is a message not just for you, but for everybody. This is the devil. There's a lot of restrictions, rules, laws, regulations. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of something in your face. There's a lot of toxicity here. I'm telling you right now. It has to be built out and reconstructed. Somebody has to confront or face their demons, including their addictions. That's very important energy to know. What are we going to do about this energy? I mean, the three malefics, the Tower, the Death card, and the Devil card have all showed up in this reading. And now that there was some sort of unhealthy addiction. I don't know if you're with a Virgo, but there is some sort of unhealthy addiction or unhealthy connection. And it has to be completely just like, either they have to get rid of you or you have to get rid of them, or there's something going on here with regards to this connection. It's in the connection that there is toxicity, and there has to be clarity here. Like, that's where the clarity is coming through. Ooh, lots of major arcana here. Got to start from scratch. I'm looking for my angel messages. Let's grab it and make angel messages right now. This is important to do it now. We have spiritual or religious community. Join with like-minded people for friendship and increased spiritual growth. I don't know if that's good or bad, but it seems like you need a different perspective. It seems like you need people around, but this could be toxicity too, right? It could have been linked to like being in a cult or getting in the wrong mindset or being around people who were false in their beliefs. And that's why it just had to be stopped. But it also is, the message is clear that you do need some sort of connectivity and spiritual connectivity. It just can't be with the toxicity that promises instantaneous gratification. It's got to be with the clarity that just reconnects you to divinity, right? And then helps as life gets tough. There's got to be some connectivity there. Again, I think there was a disconnection or a connection with something toxic instead. Deep emotional healing. Your heart is ready to heal from past experiences, and you are willing to devote time and care toward therapeutic care. Yeah, somebody needed major intervention. You needed major intervention. There was some sort of it's the easy way is not going to help you. Somebody was maybe even using spirituality toxically to say, oh, I'm doing something for myself, right? To avoid actual therapy, to avoid actually doing the hard work of what needed to be done, which is the complete deconstruction and confrontation of shame and sadness and hate and suffering. It's like, don't use spirituality to help you avoid that. Use spirituality to help get you through all that, to help you experience all that and come out on the other side, that transformed version of yourself. This is deep. I hope you will come over with me to the extended, because I feel like there's so much more to dig up. I'll see you guys there.